Let's get into the news. It's that time, folks.
Then check this out. Thank you. President Biden just met with the Israeli president. I have a question on the killing of Al Jazeera journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. The U.S. Security Coordinator's report was not an investigation. It was based on the Israeli investigation, the PA's investigation. There was a ballistic analysis done that was inconclusive. None of the key eyewitnesses have even been interviewed. Why has the U.S. not conducted an independent investigation into the killing of an American citizen? Here we go.
We've said from the very beginning that we wanted her death fully, completely, transparently investigated, and you saw the Israeli government came out and acknowledged that she was killed from a shot fired from an Israeli Defense Force position.
Really? So, you want to do what about that? What do you think Mel Gibson would think about that?
You're keeping us alive now. You forget about that one.
And is that what he wants us all to do? Is to forget about that one? I guess like the pandemic, they'll just add a check mark and just blame, I guess, the Palestine people for that one.
In their investigation, it wasn't, it wasn't a specific targeting of a journalist.
Sometimes.
Really? It wasn't a targeted against it? Well, isn't that just special?
We also, have been in touch with the Palestinians about this as well. But we said.
What would the Palestinians have to do with Israel killing their journalists? Just out of curiosity.
That we wanted it fully transparently investigated. We recognize that the Israelis did conduct a thorough investigation, and they made it public.
They didn't make anything public that they killed any journalists. Here we have American telling. This is storytelling time. Let's get back into it.
Characterize it as a thorough investigation when no key eyewitnesses have been interviewed, and there's clear video evidence that contradicts the central claim in the killing of a U.S. citizen. Seriously?
Well, again, we continue to mourn with the family and this.
And you have to forget about that one. We'll just blame it on the Palestinians.
It should not have happened, but I'm not going to speak anymore about the investigation that's been completed.
Last question.
Thanks, Sean. So on the review, the Saudi relationship review, it partly is because we were told that it helps Russia, the production cut helps Russia. Why is the same result, or why is the same review not happening with China, which has helped buy more Russian oil, 50% more, and helping prop up the Russian economy?
We have been very public about our concerns over people purchasing Russian oil, and we've called the Chinese out for this.
Oh, they're really so concerned about it that they buy the oil from Saudi Arabia instead of opening up the keystones. Oh, they're really concerned about it.
As a major consumer of Russian oil, because it does help keep the price higher than what we want. What we've done.
Higher than what we want? No, higher than what we want. You don't care because you use our taxpayers' money. Let's listen to more shenanigans.
Counteract that. I mean, you're talking about a specific tactical decision by OPEC Plus to make a cut, which we had analysis that showed that wasn't the best thing to do for the market at that time, and that we did believe benefited Russia. We have been no less transparent or candid about talking about our concerns over Chinese purchases of Russian oil on the market, which also helps keep.
That's probably why you blew up the pipeline from Germany to Russia.
Keep that price up, which is why we are working with our European partners to try to get a price cap in place for the Russian oil on the market, so that Mr. Putin can't profiteer off it anymore.
Is there a review of the relationship between U.S. and China?
I don't have an announcement of a review of the relationship. These are literally apples to oranges you're asking us to compare here.
Just apples and oranges. A journalist who was an American was just killed.
We have, I mean, take a look at the national security strategy, which we just released a couple of weeks ago. It makes it pretty clear how we feel about the bilateral relationship with China. It's a strategic competition, a competition that the president believes the United States can win.
Are you sure about that?
And
You mean Mr. Magoo, Joe Biden, who doesn't even know where he is, who falls going up, I guess, Air Force One, because he has to stand behind people in case he falls down.
there also present specific threats and challenges in the Indo-Pacific region that we have to make sure that we're ready for, and we're not bashful about talking about this very complex relationship with China. There are things that we believe we can and should cooperate with them on. Climate change is a good one, and they're the ones that pulled back the bilateral discussion.
Climate change is a good one, is it? Only if you believe it. These people who scream about climate change are the same ones destroying it. Like John here in your American and Canadian government.
That we are having at a working level on climate. They're the ones that pulled back on some of the military bilateral working level conferences and forums that we had. So there's tension in this relationship. We believe we can manage that tension. We believe we can succeed in this strategic competition. And again, I would point you to the national security strategy, which I think lays it out perfectly clear how we look at this bilateral relationship and, with or without a review, how we're going to manage that relationship going forward.
If you think that was special, well, here comes Dumb and Dumber. You can't make this stuff up anymore. What we have coming up here is Raggedy Ann. I don't even think I'm going to let you listen to any more, but I'm going to. Because this is the news. Here comes Raggedy Ann.
Thanks, John, for your time. Appreciate you. Okay, we have about 15 minutes. So, Zeke, you want to kick us off?
Did the president watch last night's Senate debate in Pennsylvania?
I knew you were going to ask that question. So I actually tried to get an answer for you. I went to the Oval, but the president has had a very busy morning, as you all know, with the...
He's still sleeping. He doesn't even know where he is. He makes up. He can't even give out a full fucking sentence. And she's speaking for this guy? Let's get back to Raggedy Ann.
He's hosting, he was in town, and so I was not able to get an answer on that, if he was able to watch the debate last night. But I do want to be careful. I'm not going to get into political matters from here. Really? No, I don't. I always preface that because just want to be safe here. We do care about the rule of law here.
They've broken every rule of the law. From the Mueller campaign, the list goes on.
So just want to say that, but I will say this, the president looks forward to working with the lieutenant governor when he is in the Senate, and so we to continue to lower costs, to continue to deliver for the middle class family. I could say all.
Lower costs of middle class families, man, are they on the world Pluto.
That in his conversations that he's had with Lieutenant Governor Fetterman, he finds the Lieutenant Governor to be a strong and authentic advocate for the middle class. And as you know, he has traveled many times to Pennsylvania, and they've had events together. And he's looking forward again to continue to work with him.
Do you want to listen to some more? Sure, why not?
It's also the first day of early voting in Delaware. Last time there was an election in Delaware, the president had to take a last-minute trip up there to vote in the primary at significant taxpayer expense. Does he plan to vote early or on election day?
Look, the president, as you know, believes that people's right to vote is incredibly important, and he clearly.
Sure, he does. That's why we have elector votes. We have mail-in ballots. Isn't that incredible, though, that Israel is allowed to kill an American journalist, and they just added to a death like they would the pandemic because Israel done it. They were even in touch with the Palestinian people. For what cause when they know Israel already done it? It's hard to fix stupid. This has been the comedy show of the news.